Our friend here wants to see my routine using kettlebells. The reality is that I don't really have a routine that I do with kettlebells because I'm always learning new kettlebell moves and stuff like that. So a routine, and I'll just say this. I haven't been doing kettlebells for that long. I've been doing them probably since the beginning of this year. Not that it was a resolution or anything. I just thought, wow, I want to try something new. I want to do something different. I have been a weightlifter. I've been, into bodybuilding and fitness, for the last 25 plus years, but I'd never picked up a kettlebell, and oh my god, I was missing out. If you've seen my videos, you see I'm doing a lot of swinging and stuff like that. I'm doing a lot of around the world, whatever the names are called. Obviously, like I said, I'm not a kettlebell expert, but I do love it. So if you're new to it, what I've done is just getting on reels on whatever platform you're on, whether it be TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and look at some of these videos and just kind of see what they're doing with kettlebell. But I'll just show you. I did buy my own. It was off of Amazon, so who knows if this is accurate. It's 25 pounds. But the whole swinging for the core, just keeping the core tight, has been awesome. I'm loving that. And then, what do they call these? Like, around the world. So, what I love about these is that when do you ever move your body like that? When do you ever do these things for your back, your shoulders? When do you ever do that? You probably don't do those movements very often. So getting your body to do these things, however heavy, however, is great for core strength. It's great for adaptation. It's great for mobility. It's great for balance. I cannot say enough good things about these exercises. And even if you don't have kettlebells, let's say you're a beginner and you've got like a 5-pound weight, a 10-pound weight, a canned food or whatever. You're just holding it and just doing these movements to kind of work your body out. I had the biggest problem back in the day. I had the biggest problem with doing twisting movements or swinging movements. I would hurt my back all the time, and this was in my 20s. I slipped a disc, and to be honest with you, I never thought I'd see the day that I would be able to do these movements with the kettlebell and not injure myself, and I haven't yet. If you want to know about my muscle recovery, that's a whole nother video, because I do a lot to recover, because I've got serious issues with my back, with my hands, with my elbows, a lot of things that cause pain that would normally, be like, I can't do it because it hurts. No, we don't do that anymore. This is a new era. This is the era of not focusing on what the body looks like, but focusing on what the body can do. So those little things, if you got little back fat or anything like that, and you're like, oh, I want to focus on getting rid of that. Or if you got some folds of fat under your ass like I'm dealing with, I was just like, oh, I need to do a cut. I need to, cut carbs and stuff like that. And then I realized, no. This is the era, again, not what the body looks like. And I know it's hard because we all want to look amazing. Not focusing on what the body looks like, but what the body can do. And that's where kettlebells come in. I will say one thing. I go to the gym. I do whatever body part that day is for lifting weights. I will do that. I will get a good pump going, and instead of, say, doing some cardio, sometimes I will, sometimes I'll do both, and I know I probably overtrain, and that's my cross I have to bear. But I will go and do kettlebells instead of cardio. Like, a lot of times I would, if people are in their fat burning journey, do weights first, then your cardio, never before. But instead of just, doing cardio, I do, and I've got my fitness tracker here, where it's showing aerobics, state, anaerobic state, whatever. But let's say it's, chest day. And I did my chest workout, all that stuff. Now I'm going to do maybe some kettlebells that do, focus on the chest, which would be laying down and doing, this kind of motion. Obviously you're doing chest presses. Or let's say it's, shoulder day and I just did some shoulders and now I'm going to do, some kettlebell, swings where my arms are going up. So I'm still working that shoulder, or I'm doing some kind of like thing where it's, still doing that, but you're kind of in a, what do you want to call it? Aerobic state, anaerobic state, fat burning state. There we go. Fat burning state. But I will admit, one of the main reasons I got into kettlebells was, again, I wanted to focus more on my abs. I haven't focused on my abs in a long time. Now, when you're doing heavy lifting workouts, a lot of times you contract your abs. You contract your abs when you're doing legs for core stability. Great, awesome. But I want to build my abs this year. I want muscle underneath my abs. So, yeah. And, a lot of times people, frown on movements. I don't care if my obliques get bigger. That's cool. Building is building. But, yeah, there's a lot of things for, abs and core stability, stuff like that, just this and that you're going to notice keeping your abs tight while doing. So, again, these are things I do after lifting. There's tons of things you can do. Again, reels have been amazing. I'm sure there's tons on TikTok. To be honest, I haven't been on as much as I was because it was just not good for my mental state. So, but my beautiful friend here, awesome. I hope this helped. If you have more questions, feel free to ask, and I do my best to answer. So go get it, go build some muscles, and go train with those kettlebells for sure.